I don't know if you guys know, but I do have a business and it's called The Virtual Fairy Godmother. And basically it was born out of the need for flexibility around my acting career. A lot of people who become actors tend to do jobs like casual jobs, waitressing, contracting, things like that, because they cannot be committed to a workplace of sorts. I'm not gonna say it's not hard to create a business, but I'm not gonna say it's not impossible, because your girl did it and we've done it successfully. So we're in our second year of business right now. Everything's going really well. We've got heaps of clients coming on board. I'm literally expanding my team, and I'm also looking down at different avenues for other business ideas, but also just in general. Like for instance, I want this YouTube channel to be where my #1 community come from. I am not a humongous fan of Instagram as a marketing platform. Most of my clients come from LinkedIn and Facebook, and 90% of them come from referrals. But how did I get there? Obviously, when you're starting, you don't have any referrals, you don't have any experience. I literally just had transitional skills. I have been around the block when it comes to temping and reception work and PA work and EA work and production management work and project management work. So I thought my expertise would be best as a VA. So that's how I started. Now I am a marketing agency, a baby marketing agency, but a marketing agency nonetheless. So I pretty much do systems coordination and creation to help your marketing flow, but also the whole marketing campaign so that people can promote, get brand awareness, retarget those people that seem to not want to convert. But when I first started, I started from absolutely nothing. I used to work for Ambulance Victoria as a temp. I was going to be made redundant, and that put a fire under my ass. So I was like, okay, well, I need to get clients fast. So this video is all about how I got my first 4 clients in 1 week. Now, this video is not about how to get 6 figures in 6 weeks, all that guru bullshit. I hate it. Honestly, it's all about hard work, determination, and perseverance, and having that hard shell. But we'll dive deep into how I got those 4 clients in a week. These 4 clients are still with me today. They are amazing, and I'm glad I met them. But the main aim for building my business was to supplement my income in a way that was flexible, so if the acting career did come out of the phoenix ashes, I would be able to do that because I would be my own boss. And you know what, I kind of like that. Okay, so this is how I got 4 clients in 1 week. Now this timeline's gonna change for everyone. For me, there may have just been opportunity there. For me, there may have just been a bit of luck. I do say that it did come down to my work ethic and my mentality. I never once thought that I wouldn't get a client, ever. Because if you think that, you'll exude that and people won't be attracted to that. I've seen it time and time again. Until you gain that confidence in yourself, until you love yourself, someone else can love you sort of thing. Well, until you learn to think, well, I'm good at my shit, then other people think you're good at your shit. I mean, look at all the fakers out there. There's so many of them that aren't actually great, but their confidence sells their products. And I'm not saying to do that whatsoever. I'm saying to do it with actual talent, skill, and some work behind it. So 1, you're gonna need a good attitude, an amazing attitude, an attitude that's going to drag you across the coals, because that's how brutal it can be to get your first client. There are so many people looking for jobs, especially during COVID. So an attitude is gonna actually see you through. Persistence, motivation, drive. That drive is important because that's going to keep you going, especially when you get the knockbacks and everyone, you're going to get a no's. Like I got a few no's. I got some people that didn't even message me back. Second, you're going to need to know your ideal client so well. What helped me was the fact that it's like kind of really understanding a character. When it comes to marketing yourself and finding people that need you in particular, you need to know them back to front. For instance, I knew my ideal client wasn't gonna have a stack of cash. I couldn't sell a service that said it a $2,000 service or a high ticket offer. I didn't have the experience to back it up. I didn't have the social proof to back it up. So I knew nobody was gonna actually go into that service. What I did know is the services that I did offer were marketing assistance services or marketing support or just data support, admin support, anything that was quite small and the skills you could like learn on the spot. That's what I went for. And the people that need that the most that I knew of that would actually hire me were small businesses. That people who were ready to, get a VA, like their very first VA. They didn't have a stack of cash in the bank. They didn't have much to invest in. They weren't expecting an expert. They were just needing a helping hand. And that's where I came in. And those are the people that I targeted the most. Nowadays, my market's totally different. I am an expert in my field. I do have knowledge in my industry and I have a lot of value to give. So my offers are more targeted towards SMEs and medium-sized businesses rather than those businesses that are strapped for cash. So the 3 things that I knew my ideal client was time poor, because they were needing someone straight away, like frantically straight away. They were just starting out and they had a low budget, which I could deal with because I wanted to gain that experience and put on my portfolio. Remember, when you're starting out, don't go for that high ticket offer. Like literally grab some experience so that you can have a portfolio behind you. So that when you do have a high ticket offer, then let's say you have grown to that high ticket offer. Because you can't just sell something, expect someone to use it, because they might, but the experience that you give them may not be at that level. When you're starting out, especially if you're on this video, it means you literally have no clients or you might have 1 client and you're wondering how to get more. The experience you give needs to be justified in the price. So that means your systems have to be all in place. Automations, the aesthetics of what you give out, the proposal system, the invoicing system, they all have to have that experience. And when you're just starting out and trying to get clients, no bullshit here, but you don't have that experience or that level of detail to give because you're literally just trying to find your feet at the moment, and that is okay. So target other people that are trying to find their feet and grow with them. This is called networking laterally, and that's exactly how I started. Now, knowing my ideal client, I knew where to look because I knew a lot of startup businesses were on Facebook groups, because all these startups have heaps of questions and they don't want to pay for them. They don't want to pay for the answers, so they're not going to go to consultancies. They're not on LinkedIn, because if you're going to keep up your LinkedIn profile, then you've got someone else either doing it or you have an established business, you're a CEO, you have a business profile. If you're a startup business, you don't have that because you're still doing all of the hats. So I went to Facebook and I joined so many Facebook groups. So many groups where I knew that my target audience were consuming media. Lady Startup, for instance. Others were digital marketing assistants or admin support or things like that. You need to find those groups, be a part of them, build some relationships, answer some questions for free. But if someone's asking a question, 3 of my clients that I got in that first week, they basically asked a question, I had an answer, we kept going on the convo, and I said, look, I can help you out. And I messaged them, and that's how we did it. We had a discovery call and we signed a contract, and the rest is history. You have to find out where these people are going to be. Instagram's great. I have a little bit of a pickle with it though, because Instagram takes a lot more effort, especially when you're starting out, to gain traction in organic growth. I mean, Reels are great for reach, but if you don't have that level of content, people aren't going to start following you. And if you don't have things to say, people aren't going to start following you. Until you can actually give value, then people will follow you. But usually it's for free advice. The people that don't follow you and are just checking on your profile are the ones that are most likely going to ask you for help. So what I'm going to say, go on Quora, go on Facebook groups, go on other forums. If you know your ideal client is in the mechanic industry, find where they go, find where they type, find where they ask their questions. Maybe it's a networking night, maybe they do go out to these different groups. For me, it was easy because I just needed any small business that needed admin help, and most of them do because when they start growing, that's the first thing they outsource. Then finally, where I definitely looked hard. I mean, I applied for so many jobs. My boyfriend was like to me, are you okay? Like at 11 p.m. I'm on my computer and I'm just like, you know, going hard at applying. Our virtual assistant job boards, or if you're not a virtual assistant, if you're trying to find a client and you're marketing, like go into the digital marketers board. I literally just posted a job for a video editor and the applications are there's so many of them. So find where people are posting jobs for your niche or for your industry, go there and apply to hundreds. Now, obviously, if it doesn't fit with your schedule, then don't apply. Do not waste people's time. And please, for God's sakes, read the application. Read what you're applying for, because the amount of people that have applied for a marketing position in VFGM and they're admin only, not cool. I see that a lot because I do a lot of recruiting for other companies as well. And a lot of people, like I say Melbourne, Sydney only, and people from the Philippines apply. I'm not going to change my mind. I put that there for a reason. My client has wanted it for a reason. So the 4 ways to get clients straight away. 1, straight away depends on how hard you work. I'm not into this hustle culture. I want you to fall asleep and get a good sleep and things like that. I want you to make sure that you're getting enough water. I want you to make sure that you're exercising, because the more healthier you are, the more able you are to perform for your clients. But a good attitude. Know your ideal client. If your offer is X amount, make sure that your ideal client has X amount in the bank. Otherwise, they won't match. Join Facebook groups, join forums, join where people are asking questions and get involved. And then lastly, find job boards and apply like crazy. That's just all it takes. It's not rocket science. Have an offer like assistance, start from there, and once you gather that experience, then mold out your offers, then have packages. Work hourly just for now, just so you know how long it takes you, just so you know how much effort is into these tasks. Then you can start creating your packages from there. That's what I did, and I think that was the easiest way, because now I can justify my packages that they're not just time, but they're based on experience, know-how, things like that. If you're ever looking for someone to help you out with your business and you have some questions, feel free to comment down below and I'm more than happy to make a video on them. But also, if you really need help to get that action plan step by step, then make sure you follow my social medias, because I am always talking about business, mindset, and acting. But also, I have offers coming out all the time, whether it's a strategy call, a market research offer, things to help you out and things to help bolster your business so you can work on your business rather than in it. If you really like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it around. It is community over competition, guys. That person who is doing your exact job will not get the exact clients that you have, because you have 2 very different personalities, you have 2 very different styles, and people like to work with people who they vibe with. So just share it around, be a pal, and also give it a subscribe, because I'm gonna be here. I know I've said that a lot, but I'm gonna be here. And I thought, why not just keep it all under one umbrella? And this is my personal brand, so it's business, acting, and mindset. Bye guys.